I'll tell you what's already happened. I was discussing NFL football with Chris Demm. This happened 10 minutes ago. We're just chatting in the office. And, our backs are to each other. And we were talking about Cam Newton coming back yesterday and the Panthers getting an unexpected win over Arizona, out in Arizona. And I said, I think the Panthers have a path to make the playoffs. And Chris Demm said, you think?
Well, they did have a graphic, I guess, late in the game. I didn't see much of it, but they did say, that they're in the wild card hunt.
Absolutely.
They're in the middle column, not in the hunt.
They're not in the
They're
hunt.
in the middle column, which is good.
What are they, 5-4 or 5-5? 5-5. Okay, so huge win. And so I
said it may come down like between them and the Saints.
Exactly. So I said, let me do an investigation.
I've looked ahead.
So I look at the schedule, and I say, they have Washington football team coming up. I think they'll get a win. Then there was another.
Dolphins.
Dolphins. I think they'll get a win. Bye week. Okay. Then Saints for a second time.
Falcons maybe a second time.
Falcons, Bucks, Bucks. Now, this whole time I was talking, I was going on for about.
Breaking down each game.
Maybe 5 minutes. And I was like, I think they're passing attack. I think they were in the wild card. You get this? Their defense is standing up. They look better defensively. Mm-hmm. I like where they are.
The addition of Newton, of course, the wild card.
Obviously, we don't know. During this entire time that I was explaining to Chris Demm how they had a path to the playoffs, he was not in the room. He had left the room. The moment I said, I've looked ahead, he left the room.
He's done this to you twice now.
Well, recently twice. He's done
it recently.
But I feel like now he's doing it on purpose.
And no doubt he's doing it on purpose. When I launch into something is when he goes. I was ready to break it down. And
he leaves so quietly, you just don't know.
Yeah.
And he's been gone.
So I got to the end of it and said, so what do you think of that? And there was dead silence.
Hello?
I thought he'd been abducted.
I broke down the playoffs.
I thought maybe it was one of those things, where an alien abduction or something, where he just was taken up and out.
Just didn't want to hear you.
No, that's the second time recently that he just didn't want to hear me. What was I breaking down last week? Politics?
Yeah,
I think it was.
President Biden can pass his $1.7 trillion financial package to build back.
Let's define infrastructure, shall we?
What's great is I know how your office is set up, and all I picture is Chris Demm's chair doing kind of a slow spin, and you just railing.
Yeah, and I'm on and on.
The empty chair slowing to a stop.
Right. I think the Bucks have proven they're beatable.
Yeah, and then the infrastructure thing, and I say, if he wins over this and that, and then his approval ratings may come up. What do you think about that? Dead silence.
Slow spin.
Dead silence. It's horrible. It's horrible. Nobody... It's like I'm not being taken seriously. No. Sometimes, it's like almost like I haven't been taken seriously. I don't know.
Look, I have seen you. There's another co-worker in this building who's a gigantic Denver Bronco fan, as are you.
Yeah, that's right.
And I've seen the two of you in August go through every single week of the Broncos' schedule. Well, that'll be a win.
Permutations. That's right.
Utter nonsense.
Yeah, that's right.
I know not to waste my time or what's left of my hearing on this.
I've looked ahead. I've told you I've looked ahead. I can do that. Don't get me started on the Broncos. Don't get me started. They win one, they lose one. It's disgusting to watch that team play. Yesterday, Saturday, I was on the pickleball court. Total opposite thing. Here's what I feel like when I'm there, I'm hardly noticed.
Pickle.
Well, I'm out there.
Yeah.
Okay. I was serving. 6 feet behind me are two guys leaning. We're back to back. They don't know I'm there.
Yeah.
We're back to back. They're against a fence that separates us, this leaning and chatting. And as I'm serving, one of them says, Chris Kelly was out here last week, the radio guy. And I'm like mid-serve. So the other guy goes, how was he? And the first guy goes, clumsy.
Hello?
I'm mid-serve.
With that tone?
I'm clumsy.
Boy, that's a tone.
Oh, yeah. Total tone. Like, I don't have and I just thought,
I'm right.
Rude. I'm right here. When you're right there.
No, I'm just going to, you don't think he was trying to get in your head, do you? Like he knew it was you, but we're getting ready to play him.
No,
I wasn't wanted to mess with you because people know they can get to you.
Of course. We know how you can get in my head, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, a lot of people now, we had an event Saturday night, and people will come up to me and say, I'm just going to stand here till you give me a prize, like that one lady. A lot of people say
That's
that.
really becoming a thing.
That's the thing.
They
It
know
is
to
a
wear
thing.
you. They can wear you down.
Yeah, there's a woman who weighs about 85 pounds soaking wet who just comes and stands next to me and says, I sure would like that T-shirt.
Yeah.
Until eventually I just relent and give her the T-shirt.
I mean, she debuted, I'm going to say 10 years
10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A guy sat down next to me and said that. He said, "Watch this," and he got up and went to you,
I know.
and you gave him a glass or something.
Oh, yeah, give me a glass.
A pint glass.
I do. I got a lunch date with one guy. He sent his girlfriend over. His girlfriend came over and said, I saw you give a T-shirt to somebody, which was true. I mean, just, I wasn't supposed to. I just gave it away. You're supposed to play and win those things.
Mm-hmm.
I just gave one away. And she goes, my boyfriend says if you don't give me a T-shirt, you have to take him to Chicken and Pickles. I was like, well, they'd already told me I can't give any more T-shirts out. We're running low on T-shirts.
Yeah.
As usual, we have everybody's size, small and 2X. That's all we had. Small, nothing in between, small and 2X. That's how we do it here, okay? Nothing but the best. So she bullied me into taking him to Chicken and Pickles. So now we've got a date set.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
Another P1 sat down next to me and he goes, "What's he so nervous for?"
Always.
And I said, "That's his state. That's just him."
Never comfortable.
He goes, "Look at the rest of you." He's like, Chris Demm was like leaning on a rail, holding court. Dave was drinking a drink. He's like, "You sitting here chilling?" He's like, "Look at him. You're up there near the wheel. Come on."
Always.
And I told him, I said, "This is him. This is most comfortable."
Let's be fair. Biggie had a brunette on his lap most of the time.
I don't understand this.
No one can figure that out.
I don't understand this. This woman,
Came from nowhere.
incredibly attractive.
Disappeared into the night.
Yeah. And she came up, she started talking to me, and I said, well, she goes, I know Biggie. And I was like, well, how do you know Biggie? And she goes, through Instagram. I was like, what? Is that how that works? Do you do Instagram?
Can I do that?
I said, geez, I got to get on Instagram. Here's a very attractive, smart woman sitting on Biggie's lap for 2 hours. And then she slinks off into the night.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. I don't either. White bread, you want to talk about pickleball. Go ahead.
Hey guys, good morning. How you doing?
Great, thank you.
Hey, I was going to give you some compliments there, Kelly. My partner Dan played with you guys on Saturday. He said you were a good player.
Oh, that's very nice. Oh, I know Dan. Yeah, he was really nice. I just met him Saturday. We played together. Yeah, he was good too. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good day, guys.
You too. I look forward to seeing you out there. White bread plays.
Oh, yeah.
You know, White bread told me he saw an injury out there. That a guy, did I tell you that he cracked his head on one of the posts that holds the net into the concrete?
Ugh.
How?
Well,
Did he stumble?
No, he ran off I guess so. He ran off the court to try to get one that was going wide and fell and hit his head on the other. It wasn't even his net. It was the one next to him. They're spaced out by like 6 or 8 feet. And he hit his head, and White bread was saying, I mean, it was cut open down to the skull. It's legendary out there now. Pickleball injury.
How did the surviving picklers handle this?
I wasn't there, but we as Pickleball Nation, I'm sure, stepped up like nobody's business. I'm sure.
I'm leaving.
Okay, guys. Blood on the pickleball court. You rarely see that,
Yeah.
I'm sure. By the way, some thank yous today. We have some gifts that have come in. First of all, and this really is thanks to Chris Demm, from Sheetz, the convenience store gas station. They say, thank you for sharing feedback on our air pumps. Our crew is checking them to ensure they are up and running properly.
I hope so, too, because I was very concerned.
Yeah.
If you missed this saga, a couple of weeks ago, Chris Demm went to put air in his tires at Sheetz and found that it took a long time, which I had noticed, too. It takes forever to do. And then he had overinflated his tires. They were supposed to be, 35 or 33 pounds. And it was very close. He had 49 pounds of air.
But the readout on the machine said it had 33 pounds. So I was bouncing down the road
I was
on
like, Chris
balloons.
Demm was bouncing.
He hit a pebble and the car exploded. It's okay. He said, you do the best you can,
Yeah.
Sheet. So he wheeled into a mechanic's. Then you go somewhere else to have the air taken out. And then poor Chris Demm, by bearing his soul on this, gets everybody saying, you can't take air out of your tire. What a
You don't know how to do it.
What a
Don't
wuss.
you have a gauge?
What a weenie.
Don't you see?
No, you can't.
See, because our friends at Sheetz have been giving away quality air for at least 10 years.
Oh, my God, yes. Free air. And so that's where I always fill the tires with air. And because Chris Demm bared his soul to say, yeah, I overfilled and had to get emergency help, everybody said, oh.
Yeah, I lost another full letter grade on my man card.
The Sheetz guys sent in these
winter caps.
These winter caps.
Oh, cool.
That are all sheets. I know. I love them. I think those are really nice.
Yeah.
So they sent 5 of them, which is pretty cool.
All right.
That was very nice of them to do.
Thank you, Sheets.
And speaking of gifts now, the fruitcake has arrived.
Oh.
Yes.
Dave's here? He's a little early, isn't he?
Now, this will be interesting for Chris Demm. We talked about this place called Southern Supreme. I used to go with my mama. Biggie used to go with his mama. This
Tradition.
year, we're going together, Biggie and myself, because we're best friends. It's tradition.
This will be the closest either one of you gets to the store.
We're going to Southern Supreme because it's the best fruitcake. It's the only fruitcake I've ever enjoyed, actually. So that somebody, a P1 listener, has bought us a Southern Supreme fruitcake and sent it in. It's still boxed up. It arrived here over the weekend. Now, here it is. I'll let Chris Demm feel the weight of this.
The weight?
Yeah.
Now, fruitcakes generally, I guess, are heavy.
Yeah.
I'll just let you feel the weight of that. That's quality.
Oh, my God.
That is quality.
Now,
I picked that up.
Wow.
Jeez.
I'll tell you this. I have heard from the Southern Supreme family.
Yes.
And they want Chris Demm to give it a fair shot and try.
I'll try it.
And I said, I might be able to convince him to try it.
Oh, yeah.
I said, I'll do my best.
My mother swore by it. I never cared about any fruitcake, period, until that.
It's
And
delicious.
It is really good.
You know, one of my vivid memories from, your holiday memories really are just kind of, they're just burned into your brain.
Oh, yes.
And like my dad's eggnog. I've told you about that.
Oh, yes.
And, my parents, they were a generation that ate fruitcake. It was pre-punchline fruitcake.
Right, yeah.
Someone would make one or they'd get one at the bakery down the street, and it just looked so different to me. As a kid, I knew what pound cake was.
Right.
I knew what chocolate cake was, but I'd never seen anything like this with the fruit packed inside it.
It's so different.
It's such a strange concoction.
To even call it cake, it's different. But this one is
This is different to me because it's more nuts than fruit to me.
Agreed.
It's delicious.
And the heft on that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Heavy.
Yeah.
That is a heavy
It is a
fruit.
winter food.
It brings back
It
such...
says on the packaging, net weight, almost 7 pounds.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's a great... It must have cost a lot for them to mail. They mailed that to us.
What's in here?
A listener paid for that.
Yes, they did. That is really, really nice. And they sent an email saying it's coming. So the fruitcake is here. The fruitcake has arrived. This is food related. Coffee prices have surged to a 7-year high. Now, I messed this up earlier. I was doing headlines. I was
running down the list.
Running down the list. And I was talking about somebody who, there's a possibility this person has been murdered. So I said to Kristen, we may have a murderer. So I picked him up, homicide. Cup of Joe's going to cost you a little more.
God.
Bring an extra $1 to Starbucks this morning. I was like, what?
I went.
That's one of the worst transitions I've ever heard.
Worst office segue I've ever made.
I said, thank God it wasn't on the air.
I know. Office segues, I guess, should be. It was so bad because I was talking all about
It's a grisly murder.
a grisly murder, and then I said to Chris Demm, "Cup of Java is going to be up about $1.50 if you go into Starbucks." I was at Starbucks yesterday, but not really. I was near it. And it was lined around the corner. I mean,
Always.
This is the busiest I think I'd ever seen
Really?
a Starbucks. Yes, it was.
I think as winter approaches, and also they've rolled out their holiday favorites now too. So that's a big deal.
When does the Christmas cup, the holiday
That's
cup?
out. That's out.
Oh, it is already.
And they have like 7 new drinks this year too. Because my sister and I we're big, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts fans.
Yeah.
So every time there's something new, we go back and forth on who's trying what.
Really? You are all into that?
Oh, yeah.
That's fast to have. Well, I guess not. I guess it's time to. The Christmas stuff is out.
Yeah.
It's there.
We passed a car yesterday that had what appeared to be a Christmas tree strapped to its roof, which meant to me, that's a live tree.
Yeah.
How are you going to keep that thing lubricated?
I think it's too long. 6
Well,
weeks.
just think about how much water you got to put in those to keep the needles moist.
Yeah.
I've
That's
noticed
a lot of work.
through the years, it used to be after Thanksgiving. Of course, Dave is big on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving not getting its due.
Yeah.
But now I notice people go till about the middle of the month because social media was full this weekend of people. I decorated for Christmas. Here's my tree. I've already pulled this out for it. I think people give to the middle of November, and once we hit that middle part, they're like, it's holiday season.
But you see, to me, like we're hosting Thanksgiving this year, and I don't think there should be a scrap of Christmas in our house when we host Thanksgiving. It's got to be leaves and pumpkins and that kind of thing, and they don't mix. They're just there's not a mix.
Colors don't mix. Nothing lines up. Yeah.
And then the moment after, I mean, if we weren't hosting, maybe, but since we are having family over, then we have to just go all Thanksgiving. By the way, I read today that it's like 70% of people are saying if you're not vaccinated, you can't come to the family Thanksgiving.
I think it's easy to say that in the abstract.
I do too.
Exactly.
That's not going to. I don't think that'll fly in the real world.
That's really hard to say to
Until
somebody.
you have to tell your favorite cousin no.
You can't come.
Yeah.
I mean, who can say that to somebody? I would not ever ask anybody that. I don't know who is and who is not. This is my wife's extended family that's coming over. Now, if you're not vaxxed, I'll just put you out in the laundry room or something.
That's the new kids' table.
Yeah, but that's the unvaccinated table.
Hey, why are we all sitting out here?
Why don't we go into the radio station van, get the tent, throw that up in the backyard?
That's a good idea.
You can sit under that.
Put the tent up. Put them outside somewhere.
Gets a little fresh air
away from us. Right.
Sit them downwind.
Really ostracize the family. That part of the family.
Do you know what I was thinking about? In the week, 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, will we have more Demm report stories of Thanksgiving fights
because
at families
of
because of vaccination? Because
yeah,
you get drinking involved. You got one family member who's really against the vaccine. You got one family member who's really for it, and that doesn't always mix.
Well, that's another thing to add to the list this year. They say
because I guess they weren't as many get-togethers last year.
Exactly,
almost none.
Yeah.
So you say this year. They say don't talk about politics, religion. Now this is really it's so political, and people do talk about it.
And I think this year, I wouldn't think twice about going to somebody's house this year.
No, me neither. Although what was it recently? This is a few weeks ago though. People said leave every window in the house open, leave the doors.
Yes,
and run a fan.
I would love to go to whoever these experts are. Go to their house.
Yeah,
stake it out on a Thanksgiving day and see what they do.
See if every single window in the
see
house.
if they wash their hands after every 3 minutes.
Yeah, come on now. Yeah, we're not leaving every window in the house open. I just read, what was the magazine I was reading? Food and Wine. And
you don't read Food and Wine.
No, this was not. This was it just got an automated thing into my email box saying, here's something you can do for Thanksgiving. Yeah. They recommend a gravy fountain, like a chocolate fountain. Oh, they sell those now. It was an advertisement. You can get one of those things to make gravy flow.
How much?
Down. I think it was $39.
That's it?
I don't remember.
Is it the same thing that you just make a chocolate fountain out of?
Yes, it's
Pretty
just
much.
like a chocolate fountain. Yeah. It had to be more than $39. I don't remember the price. But I tell you what it did. It strains out lumps and stuff. And like if there's something in the gravy, it would strain it out and just it comes out in a flow. And then you
got to put your plate under it?
Yeah, or I guess you could do
maybe a ladle
at the bottom
and put it under there. Yeah, because what do you do with a chocolate fountain? Do you actually just hold the plate under there, or do you dip it out?
Maybe not. Maybe you just use a scoop.
Mm-hmm.
The chocolate fountains I've seen have been at certain buffets.
Yeah,
and mostly what I've seen is people take a marshmallow on a stick, hold it under there, put it on a plate, do another one. So I wonder, but with the gravy, you'd have to almost have a little ladle that you could have it go into, and then
because I like my gravy on almost everything on the plate.
Do you?
Yeah,
I'm with you. Good. When it comes to Thanksgiving, I'll gravy everything up and mix it all together.
It's great. Of course, dressing potatoes. It's all turkey all over. It really helps the turkey. Turkey's a little dry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting into it now. I'm starting to get into it. It's getting about that time. Here we're in the middle of the November here. This is the months go very fast. I hope I don't sound old. I'm old and I'm nervous. I'm always on edge.
As I told everyone, that's a state.
Now, don't forget, you're also clumsy. Don't sell yourself short.
That guy just called me clumsy